Hello, ladies. I'm Tasha, your host, and welcome to my first podcast episode. Welcome to Spil'n Tea. Thank you for being here. Today, we're diving into a topic that every single one of us has faced at some point, and that's self-love. I'm here to break it down for anyone who's questioning their worth, feeling unsure about their power, or wondering what self-love even really means. Now, first tea first, self-love is more than just feeling good about yourself. Understand that it's so powerful. It's the foundation and the key to everything. Your confidence, your ability. It's the face behind your whole glow up. It controls our ability to freely both give and receive love. If you ever felt like you're chasing love outside of yourself or struggling to believe you're worthy, this one's for you. So grab your mug, your wine glass, or whatever's in front of you, and let's get into it. Ladies, on a serious note, what does love mean to you? For a lot of us, love is about care, support, and acceptance. The real question, are you giving yourself that same kind of love? Yeah, that kind of love you expect from your man, hell, your girl, whatever your preference is. Are you patient with yourself, forgiving, encouraging? Or do you hold yourself to impossible standards while giving everyone else a pass? Don't you worry. Oh, we're going to get into all of that because self-love is the blueprint for all the love you'll give and receive in your life. And if you're not sure where to start, don't worry. I got you covered. What is self-love? Let's break this down even more because sometimes the concept of self-love can feel like this big, untouchable thing. Self-love is about valuing yourself enough to prioritize your needs, boundaries, and happiness. Think about it. If you don't value yourself, how do you expect someone else to see your value? If you don't set boundaries, you open a door to toxic relationships and situations. Self-love is your armor. It protects you from settling for less than you deserve, whether that's in friendships, romantic relationships, or even how you're treated at work. This may sound cheesy, but it's also about being your own cheerleader. We're so quick to hype up our friends. Girl, you got this. You killing it. But then we look in the mirror and nitpick ourselves to pieces. Why do we do that? Self-love means flipping the script and showing yourself the same hype energy you give to everyone else. It's about being there for yourself when things get hard instead of tearing yourself down. And most importantly, it's about understanding that your value doesn't depend on how you look, what you achieve, or who loves you. You're worthy simply because you exist. Self-love isn't perfect, and it's definitely not an overnight transformation. It's a practice. It's choosing to be kind to yourself in moments where you're tempted to be critical. So yes, you're gonna have days when you feel amazing, days when you feel like crawling under the covers and hiding. It's not like you wake up one day, look in the mirror, and suddenly feel like Beyonce. No, it's not about bubble baths and face masks. Seriously, the only big mask you should be peeling or wiping away is the layers of doubt, fear, and insecurity that the world has piled on you. Sis, real self-love is messy. It's hard work. It's unlearning all the lies you believed about yourself. The ones that told you you're not enough or you're too much. Now rewrite your story. Some of us have been carrying around stories that no longer serve us for way too long. It's time to let those go. I get it. I was told you're too much. You're not enough. Maybe you too stayed in situationships with people who couldn't even remember your favorite color. Or you poured so much into everyone else and forgot to save a little love for yourself. Whatever your story is, I need you to know this. Your worth isn't up for debate. Not by you, not by anyone. So if you're doubting your worth right now, let me tell you this. The fact that you're listening to this means you're already showing up for yourself. You're showing yourself love. You're seeking growth. And that's powerful. Girl, if you still unsure, that's okay. It's about time you see your power. Is self-love really this important? Hell yeah. Think of self-love like building a house. If the foundation isn't solid, the walls crack and the roof collapses under pressure. But when the foundation is strong, you can weather any storm. Loving yourself does not mean you're perfect. It means you're patient and kind to yourself while you grow. Self-love is your protection, okay? It's like your very own defense screen that keeps out negativity and nonsense. You know those people who try to drain your energy, waste your time, or make you question your worth? Let's not forget the boundaries. Self-love is what gives you the courage to politely tell someone, no, sweetie, you cannot come into my life with your mess and disturb my peace. It's you saying, I'm not here to play any games. I'm here to win. It sets the tone for the kind of love you give. When you're full, when you know your worth, you don't give love from a place of lack or desperation. You give love freely without expecting it to fill a void. Now, here's the magic part. When you truly love yourself, you attract people who reflect that love back to you. Healthy relationships start with a healthy relationship with yourself. Now, doubt and self love, that's normal. What you should be thinking is if I don't pour into myself, how would I have the strength to pour into others or to live the life I truly want? I want to dive deeper into the magic part. I like to call it the circle of love. It's something you can't fully see or measure at first, but when you let yourself trust it, like truly trust it, you can feel it. Now let's talk about this concept. Self-love is where it all starts, but it doesn't end there. It's about giving love, receiving love, and letting it flow back to you without guilt or fear. Because the thought of giving love before receiving it sounds like a straight up trap. I get it. A lot of us been so hurt, so let down that we put up walls thinking we're protecting ourselves. But those walls, our I'm tired of people walls, they're not keeping out the pain, they're keeping out the love. The circle of love teaches you how to let love in. How many of us have been giving so much love to people who didn't value it, thinking they would give it back only to end up hurt? How many of us lost pieces of our self love because we didn't trust ourselves enough to pour it into us first? How many of us are running on E when it comes to love? All we have left is exhausted love, resentful love, or love that's so tired it barely feels like love anymore. Don't worry, years ago my hand would have been up too. Love isn't gone. It's not broken. It's waiting for you to trust it again. When you start with self love, you refill that tank. You create a love so strong, it becomes a never ending cycle, flowing from you to others and right back to you. The cycle doesn't drain you, it multiplies, it energizes, and it restores. So I'm asking you, can you take that leap? Can you trust the circle of love? Starting with yourself. Because when you do, the love you thought you'd lost comes back to you tenfold, stronger and purer than you ever imagined. You're lighting a candle. That light spreads, filling your life and touching everyone around you. You give love freely, not because you're trying to earn something, but because you're overflowing with it. You'll see it in the way your friendships deepen, and how you attract healthier relationships, and most importantly, in how you feel about yourself overall. It's beautiful because it's endless, an infinite flow of love, and it starts with you. Then there's this transformation from doubt to confidence. And girl, that transformation be a transformation. Because when you love yourself, you become unstoppable. You stop being afraid of being alone because your own company is fire. And you start building relationships that add to your life instead of draining it. That's the power of self love. Self love is the plug, y'all. It's the charger for your energy, your confidence, your everything. When you start loving yourself, you stop settling for crumbs because you realize you're the whole goddamn bakery. The confidence and self-love is like upgrading your life to premium. You stop settling for the free trial version of relationships and start demanding the full package. It's like going from basic cable to Netflix with no commercials. You're no longer watching reruns of I'm Not Good Enough. Instead, you're binge watching I'm That Girl season after season. Seriously. Imagine you're a phone. Without self love, you're running on 2% battery, desperately looking for a charger, aka external validation. But when you got self love, you're fully charged, walking around with that 100% glow. Like, who needs a charger? I'm the charger. Imagine you start this journey, feeling unsure, doubting yourself, and questioning your worth. You've been told lies about who you are and you started to believe them, but then one day you decide you're done with that. You start pouring love into yourself. At first, it feels awkward, like trying to hug someone you barely know, but over time, it gets easier. You start walking taller, smiling more, and saying no without guilt. You may be asking yourself, how do I grow this confidence? Fake it till you make it. Seriously, tell yourself if you need be. Tasha said, fake it till you make it, honey. Even if you don't feel confident, act like you do. Eventually, your brain will catch up. Do something outside your comfort zone every week. Confidence grows when you prove to yourself that you can handle challenges. Keep a list of your wins, big or small. Write them down. Celebrate yourself, even for the little things. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about knowing you're worthy, flaws and all. And trust me, when you start walking in that confidence, you'll be unstoppable. I want to relate and be real about something. And I know some of you might have felt this too. Before I started this journey of self love, I was in a really tough place. I was setting these ridiculously high standards for myself, trying to prove to myself and maybe even to others that I can handle everything on my own. I wasn't just setting goals, I was creating this pressure cooker of perfection. And when I couldn't meet those standards, I would beat myself up for it. You know what? I was driving myself sick, literally. I realized it wasn't just about being hard on myself. It was deeper than that. I was holding on to the weight of all the times I've been let down by others. And I made a silent promise to myself I won't let myself down like they did. The truth is, I didn't know how to separate self discipline from self compassion. And instead of healing, I was trying to outrun my pain by keeping myself constantly busy. I think a lot of us feel like this, especially when we've had to cut people out of our lives for our own good. There's that voice in the back of our head that whispers, what if I don't make it? What if I fail and I've got no one left to turn to? Another layer to it was guilt. Guilt about all the people I had to walk away from, the ones I had to cut off for my own peace. I was so scared of looking like a failure or people thinking, see, she left us behind and she ain't even make it. That fear can drive you into a cycle of overworking, overthinking, and over criticizing yourself. So instead of giving myself time to heal and figure things out, I just stayed busy. I kept myself occupied, telling myself if I stay busy enough, I'll be okay. But I wasn't okay. Self love isn't about keeping busy to avoid the pain. It's not about setting impossible goals just to prove your worth. And it's definitely not about punishing yourself when you fall short. Real self love is about learning how to sit with yourself even when things are messy, even when you feel like you're not doing enough, and saying, I'm still worthy, I'm still enough. Because that's what love really is, grace. And it took me a long time to understand that. And girl, I'm still working on it. But the moment I stopped trying to prove something to myself and started treating myself with kindness, everything started to shift. That's when I realized I wasn't a failure. I was just human. So if you're listening to this and you're in that place, pushing yourself to the point of burnout because you're afraid of what happens if you slow down, I want you to hear me when I say this. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, not even to yourself. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to forgive yourself. And you are allowed to put down the weight of trying to be perfect. The next time you feel that pressure to keep going when your body and your soul are begging you to stop, I want you to ask yourself one thing. Am I doing this because I love myself or because I'm afraid of disappointing myself? And if the answer is the second one, this is your sign to pause and give yourself the love and grace you deserve. Because self love isn't about perfection, it's about patience, understanding, and choosing yourself even on the days when it's hard. Now, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked in the mirror and smiled at yourself? And no, I'm not talking about fixing your makeup or checking if your edges are laid. I mean, really looking at yourself and saying, girl, I see you. I'm proud of you. When was the last time you celebrated yourself instead of criticizing yourself? If you're struggling to remember, you're not alone. So many of us are quick to find every single thing we think is wrong. The stretch marks, the way our stomach looks, the way our life looks. We zone into every so called flaw until we convince ourselves we're not enough. But what if the mirror isn't just about what you see on the outside? What if it's a window into the inside, into your soul, into your story? One time, I had a woman ask me, how do I even start looking in the mirror when I don't like what I see? And I told her, the mirror isn't just about seeing your reflection, it's about seeing your truth. It's about seeing the person who survived heartbreak, disappointment, and every single obstacle life has thrown at her and still choosing to keep going. The mirror isn't just for your appearance, it's for your acknowledgement. It's for reminding yourself of the woman you are beneath the makeup, beyond the body, and outside of what the world sees. Let's be honest. Some of us don't even know that woman yet. And the mirror is where we meet her for the first time. That's where we say, I see you and I'm rooting for you. When you stand in front of the mirror, I want you to think about everything that reflection represents. That reflection is a woman who has cried herself to sleep and still managed to wake up and face the world. That reflection is a woman who doubted herself but still found the courage to keep going. That reflection is a story of resilience, strength, and growth, and you deserve to honor her. Some days looking in the mirror feels impossible. Some days the reflection staring back at you is a reminder of every insecurity, every failure, every I'm not enough. I've been there. I've stood in front of the mirror and avoided my own eyes because I didn't feel strong enough to face myself. But here's the truth. Those are the moments when you need the mirror the most. Because the woman in that reflection is you. And if you can't show up for her, who will? So the next time you notice something that makes you want to criticize yourself, flip it. Say these dark circles mean I'm working hard. This body is proof I'm still standing, and this face is the only one I've got, so I might as well love it. I know in this episode I've been doing a lot of requesting and questioning, but I need you to use the mirror to have a real conversation for yourself. Ask yourself, what do you need today? How can I show up for you? Build a relationship with your reflection that's rooted in love and care. Ladies, the mirror isn't your enemy. It's your opportunity. It's a chance to connect with yourself on a deeper level, to see the woman you are and the woman you are becoming. And even on the days when you feel too weak to face her, remember that she's always there, waiting for you with open arms, because no matter what you've been through, no matter how hard it's been, the woman in that mirror deserves love, grace, and celebration. And the only person who can truly give her that is you. So tonight, go to the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and say, I love you, I'm proud of you, and I've got your back. It might feel awkward at first, but keep doing it, because the more you show up for you, the more you realize that you're already everything you need to be. How many of you have ever been told you're too much, too loud, too emotional, too independent, just too something? It's funny how people in society will make you feel like you're too much and not enough at the same damn time. Well, get this. You're not too much. You're just too much for people who don't know how to handle your greatness. And honestly, that's their problem, not yours. Instead of dimming your light to make other people comfortable, I want you to embrace your too much. Be loud, be bold, be unapologetically you. The right person will celebrate your energy, not criticize it. And as far as the ones who can't handle it, wish them well and keep shining. Because life is too short to spend it trying to fit into boxes that were never meant for you. You are exactly enough as you are. Why is it so hard for us to say no? Even myself, for real, whether it's to a friend, a coworker, or even a partner, it's like we're programmed to put everyone else's needs ahead of our own. How often do you say no to yourself? No, I don't need rest. No, I don't deserve this opportunity. No, I'm not good enough. We're going to flip that. I want you to start saying no to what doesn't serve you and yes to what fills your cup. Because when you say yes to yourself, you're saying yes to a life that's built on love for everyone around you. Learning to say no isn't selfish. It's recognizing that you can't pour from an empty cup. So start practicing. The next time someone asks you to do something that's draining or unnecessary, try saying no. No excuses, no guilt, and watch how freeing it feels to prioritize yourself. Some of you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but where do I even start? So before I leave, here are some practical steps to help you start loving yourself today. Start with self-love. Replace negative thoughts with positive ones. Catch yourself when you start to think negative about yourself. You know how sometimes you got to tell people to back on up? That's what you got to tell your thoughts, like back on up. Get back over there. Take care of your body. Move it. Nourish it and rest it. Your body is your home and it deserves love. Set them boundaries and stick to them. Protect your peace at all costs. Celebrate your wins, okay? Big or small, they matter. Did you get through a tough day? Celebrate it. Did you stand up for yourself in a situation where you normally wouldn't? That's a win. Self-love is about recognizing and appreciating your own growth. Spend time with yourself. Get to know what makes you happy and do more of it. Create a self-love ritual, light a candle, journal your thoughts, or repeat affirmations. Make time for yourself every day. Ladies, practice forgiveness. Let go of the past, including mistakes you made. You're human and you deserve grace. Self-love isn't about perfection. It's about progress. And every step you take toward loving yourself is a step toward creating the life you deserve. Now let's embrace self-love. Check your circle. Are the people around you lifting you up or are they pulling you down? Surround yourself with people who remind you of your worth, not ones who make you question it. Start your days by telling yourself one good thing. I am strong. I am deserving. Speak it until you believe it. And stop comparing yourself. Social media will have you thinking everyone else has it together, but the truth is they're just as messy as you. Focus on your own journey, not theirs. When you prioritize self-love, you become unstoppable. Your energy shifts, your boundaries tighten, and your glow becomes undeniable. Ladies, please remember, loving yourself means being patient with yourself when you make mistakes. It means forgiving yourself for your past. It means cheering yourself on when you're scared and resting when you're tired. It's about showing up for yourself in a way you wish others would. Because the love you give to yourself sets the standard for the love you'll accept from others. Stop letting fear or doubt hold you back because you know your worth. Self-love doesn't just improve your life, it transforms it. So start treating yourself like the love of your life because honestly, you are. Now, before I go, I would like to share some affirmations. What helped me really stick into my self-love journey was journaling, affirmations, and music. After a while, I started using music to inspire my affirmations. I want to share that with you tonight before I leave. Hopefully, it just resonates with some. I've been down, but I'm always coming back stronger. That was inspired by Fantasia's Free Yourself. I don't just survive, I thrive in my own lane. That's inspired by Fantasia When I See You. I'm reclaiming my time and energy and my love. I'm no one's option, I'm the only choice. That's inspired by I bust the windows out your car. My peace is priceless and I protect it fiercely. That's inspired by Lauryn Hill. Do I that thing. Another affirmation that just came to my head just now. I want to love and honor myself so fiercely that nothing can move me. Nothing or no one can move me. I want you to say that to yourself. Like, even when someone pisses you off, I need you to understand. I actually didn't plan to add this in, but I'm dead serious. When someone pisses you off, I need you to try to say in your head, I want to love and honor myself so fiercely that nothing or no one can move me. Literally, because sometimes we have to check ourselves before we check these people. Because these people are getting out of hand. I want to love and honor myself so fiercely that nothing or no one can move me. We are in control over what we take and what we don't. Ladies, I appreciate you. If you made it this far with me tonight, I just want to say that I truly appreciate you for tuning in and thank you for joining me. I hope today's episode spoke to you and reminded you just how powerful you are. If you enjoyed this conversation, share this with a friend who needs a reminder of her worth. And let's keep this cycle of love growing. Keep shining, keep loving, keep putting yourself first. Don't forget, sipping on this tea. I love y'all. Bye.
Bad little flex, she wanna know me. I stay low key, all gas, no brakes, baby, let them hoes sleep. Body on 10, make your girl OD. I get in my way, never out of my lane. Feel like you the one and I'm on one. So what it's gonna be, baby squad.